The main challenges of project resource management are all about getting things right. The right resources, in the right quantities, to the right specifications or quality or capabilities, in the right place and at the right time. That's asking a lot. So in this video, I want to look at how to deduce project resource requirements. In deducing project resource requirements, we have a lot of challenges. We have challenges around availability, estimation, conflicting commitments, balancing workloads in the case of people, delivery, and timing. To do this, we have 4 steps. The first step is to understand the activities necessary to deliver your project. Second, from the activities, extract your resource requirements. Third, apply your resources to the activities. And fourth, balance your resource usage to optimize efficiency. Sound simple? Let's have a look at each of those 4 steps in turn. We'll start with understanding the activities needed to deliver your project. Of course, the tool we use here is the work breakdown structure. Understand what activities form the project, either by breaking down the entire work in terms of activities or by breaking down the work in terms of the products or deliverables and then figuring out the activities you need to carry out to deliver those products. And for each activity, we can then identify the kind of resource we need and the amount of resource we need. Initially, this is about documenting the skills that each activity requires and the amount of effort that you'll need to apply to get the task done. Step 2, from the activities, extract your resource requirements. You need to match up the skills that you believe are needed to deliver the task against a capability assessment for the team you have available. This should include things like skills levels, experience, and preferences. If people want to develop their skills in a particular direction, then assigning them a task where they don't necessarily have the experience is entirely appropriate. For the durations, you will need to do some estimating. And yes, you guessed it, we've got you covered. We've got videos on a YouTube channel and articles on our website that will help you with the craft of estimating within the context of a project. Third, you will apply your resources to the activities or tasks. There are some great tools to help you with the allocation process, both figuring out what will work and communicating it to the rest of your team. The obvious starting place is a Racy chart. A traditional Racy chart lists key roles on one axis and the activities or tasks on the other, and places people into the intersections. A variation on this is the linear responsibility chart. In fact, this is often referred to as a Racy chart. However, a linear responsibility chart lists the activities or tasks on one axis, as does the Racy chart, but puts the individuals, the resources on the other axis, and then puts the roles into the intersection. Another great tool is the work package description. This allocates a chunk of work, a group of activities or tasks, to an individual or to a team in a formal way. The next tool that's available to you is a resource breakdown structure, or RBS. This allocates resources onto the work breakdown structure, whether they be individuals or materials or assets or equipment. However, when we allocate individuals, people, to our work breakdown structure, we usually have a different tool, an organization breakdown structure. This has the added benefit that it is a great way to visualize the organization of your project and superimpose onto it budgetary constraints and responsibilities. And of course, if we put our budget onto a work breakdown structure, we end up with another resource tool, the cost breakdown structure, which breaks down the principal resource for a project, the money. We can then schedule the deployment of our resources by combining work we've done with our master project schedule. Having allocated resources to tasks, if we put that into any software, it will be able to do the next step, which is balancing your resource usage to optimize efficiency. To get the most efficient allocation of your resources, you need to balance them out so that individuals do the right amount of work. No one carries too heavy a load. And you also need to balance things out in time so that I don't have massive peaks and troughs in my workload, causing me significant stress as I try to get work done during peaks and tedium when I've got troughs. We do this using resource smoothing and resource leveling. Note, however, that the steps involved in allocating and balancing our resources are iterative. We can rarely get it right at the first pass. We'll make our first estimate, we'll examine peaks and troughs and overloads and underloads, and then we'll make a second estimate, and then we'll keep doing it until we get the balance that is right. And also, of course, being respectful of the fact that some people on our project may have other responsibilities, other commitments that we need to bring into the mix in calculating our balanced resource utilization. There are three terms we need to understand, and the first is resource scheduling. This means placing our resources onto the project timeline or schedule, and doing so in a way that makes best use of the resources allocated to them. Second is resource smoothing. This means moving resources from being deployed in one part of your schedule to another part of your schedule to balance out their workload day to day. In resource smoothing, the schedule is your priority, and you are simply trying to make the most efficient use of the limited resources you have. In resource leveling, we're prepared to extend the duration of resources so we can avoid over-allocation of some of those resources, forcing people to have to work 12, 18, 24, 36 hours in a day to achieve the work that's allocated to them. In resource leveling, it is resource utilization that is our priority, being sure that no resource is being utilized beyond their capacity. Ultimately, this does improve the speed and efficiency of your delivery. And by the way, we have a video on resource leveling. So the process for deducing your project resource requirements starts with understanding the resources you need and ends with making sure that they are allocated in a way that is fair and sustainable and delivers the project as efficiently and effectively as possible. When you finish planning, you move into the delivery of your project, and that takes you to the active management of your resources. But that is a whole other video. Please do give us a thumbs up if you like this video. There's loads more great project management content to come, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of it. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.